Hey guys, good morning. I'm so excited to give you my spoiler-free review of part 1 of Masters of the Universe Revelation. Now this comes from the brilliant mind of Kevin Smith, and it's basically a quote-unquote spiritual sequel to the 80s series. It basically picks up exactly where it left off, and it could totally be a continuation of the story. Now, part 1, which is 5 episodes, hits Netflix this Friday, but let's get into my spoiler-free review. If this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the notification bell if you enjoy the content. And don't forget, I have interviews up with most of the cast already and a special 40-minute interview with Kevin Smith himself coming up on Friday because he does get into spoilers. So stay tuned for that here as well as at MamasGeeky.com. All right, let's get into this. Hey, Tessa from MamasGeeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so what I love about this show is that, like I said earlier, it basically can continue the story, okay? It feels like it fits. And while this is a story we may not have gotten then, it feels like, okay, this makes sense. This feels like a story of all these characters. Now, in my interview with Chris Wood, he did point out that this is a little bit about repercussions, right? I mean, listen, I guess, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of the old stuff, this is not a spoiler for this new show, but Prince Adam is He-Man. Shocking, I know. But he lies to a lot of people about it. There's only a select few people who do know this. So, of course, there are repercussions about, you know, when you're lying to someone that is that close to you, a loved one, there's obviously going to be some issues there when the truth comes out. So that's majorly what this series focuses on, but there's so much more to that. I mean, there's a ton of action. That's something I love about it too. Every episode tells its own story, but then it's obviously a longer cohesive journey as well. But each episode really has an action adventure, fight scenes, an incredible score. It's gorgeous to look at. There's a lot going on. There's twists and turns, and of course, each episode ends in a cliffhanger as well. And not to mention part 1 ends in a massive cliffhanger. And I was like, Kevin Smith, you're a genius and I love you, but I also really, really, really hate you for leaving me like this. That's basically how I felt. I've watched these 5 episodes, I think 9 times now, maybe 10. And it doesn't get easier. That cliffhanger doesn't get easier. I'm just going to have to sit on the edge of my seat hanging by one finger as I wait for part 2 because it's absolutely killing me. But seriously, this thing it's amazing. It's amazing for so many reasons. They bring in characters that we really haven't seen in the show before, like Scareglow. Andra was seen in like 1 comic book issue or maybe a handful of comic book issues, but not many at all. And now she's at the forefront, okay? She's on an adventure with Tilo, which I absolutely love seeing the two of them together and how they interact. Of course, it's great seeing Evelyn as well, voiced by the incredible Lena Headey. I mean, gosh, it's just so, like, every single voice actor in this is perfect. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar is Tila. Of course, Chris Wood is Prince Adam / He-Man. We've got Mark Hamill in this as Skeletor. I mean, it's just Tony Todd as Scareglow. Like, there's so many amazing voice actors in this that it's like, wow, my mind was completely blown. Each time a new character opens their mouth, it's like, this is so good. Like, it's so good. There's so much to love about this. Like I said, there's so many rare characters that maybe we barely saw any of in the past or we haven't seen in animated at all, in the shows at all, that they brought in, which is a lot of fun for fans. Tons of Easter eggs for fans as well. Something I appreciate as a woman and as a mom of 2 girls is that, these lead females don't look like they could be broken in half. And they look like they could actually carry a sword because, I mean, they don't look like tiny little figures that would, like, break if they picked up this massive sword that they're fighting with or shield that they're fighting with. They look muscular and they look like, women warriors. And I love that and I appreciate that. And I love that Kevin did that. And he said during the interview that was something that was really important to him. And I'm really, really, really thankful for that. And they look amazing while doing it. They're so badass. I mean, love all of this. And yes, the women are maybe at the forefront of this story, but there's a lot more going on behind the scenes as well. There's just a lot to appreciate this. So much jam-packed into these 5 episodes, and I'm having a hard time not giving spoilers because there's a lot of spoiler stuff I want to talk about, and maybe I will have a spoiler discussion after it releases, because there's so much to talk about in this that Kevin did. I mean, it's like I said, cliffhangers around every freaking corner, twists and turns. The massive cliffhanger at the end of episode 5 that made me want to throw things at my TV. Like, that's how you're going to end this? Really? But it's got me, smart, because I'm sitting here like counting the moments until we even get a part 2 announcement, let alone the actual part 2. He did tease during our interview that he's seen it already and it's amazing. And I'm like, shut your mouth. I'm so jealous. Come on, Kevin. It's killing me. But this whole show is so good. I think fans of He-Man are going to love it. But I think even people who don't know too much about He-Man or even anything at all are really going to enjoy it. It's truly, it is called Masters of the Universe Revelation for a reason. It really is truly, there's a lot of revelations going on. A lot of, overall it's about family and friendship and forgiveness, maybe a little bit, and about believing in yourself and realizing who you are as a person, an individual person, when you're not connected to other people, if that makes sense, like who you are, right? And what your journey is and what your path is. And man, it's really, really good. Like I said, there's a lot of surprises, great animation, fantastic score. Absolutely. Like, I could listen to the score all day. Like, the animation is beautiful. The fight scenes are amazing. There's some crazy stuff that goes on. I mean, it's funny. There's funny moments. I mean, listen, I just love it. And that's all I can say about it is I absolutely loved it from beginning to end. I've watched it multiple times and it holds up. And I'm very, very, very anxious for the next, for part 2 to see what happens next. Because, like, leaving us like that is not cool, Kevin Smith. It's not cool. But I will say, fantastic, bravo job. The writing, the entire thing is just so good. If you want a more in-depth review, you can head to MamasGeeky.com and check out my review. It's up today as well. But yeah, overall, I mean, listen, this thing comes to Netflix this Friday. It's 5 episodes, 5 like 30-minute-ish episodes. You don't want to miss it. It's an absolute freaking blast and a freaking masterpiece. And Kevin Smith yet again proves that he is a genius. I loved the story. I love the feel of every single episode being like its own adventure, but then it being one cohesive journey as well. One that ends on a massive cliffhanger that will have you angry. Have I mentioned that he leaves you on a massive cliffhanger? Have I mentioned that it's frustrating? But I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with cliffhangers. This is how things always used to be, right? You can't binge everything. So to have to sit and wait, who knows how long? I guess it's just bringing it right back to the 80s and the 90s, right? You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. Are you excited for Masters of the Universe Revelation? Are you looking forward to this? Again, don't forget to check out my interviews with Tony Todd, Chris Wood, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Tiffany Smith. They're here. If you just search Masters of the Universe on my channel, you'll be able to find them. And again, on Friday, I have that interview with Kevin Smith coming up. You guys don't want to miss it. And again, it comes out on Friday. So watch it, and definitely watch it before you check out the Kevin Smith interview, because he just like can't control himself in spewing spoilers. But it's a fantastic interview. It was so good. I love seeing just how passionate he is about this project. It's very clearly obvious just from talking to him how much he truly, truly appreciated being a part of this journey. And I can't wait for more of it. I cannot freaking wait for more of it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on that Kevin Smith interview and other stuff in the future. You can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at MamasGeeky over there. MamasGeeky. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much to all of my monetary supporters, my members here on YouTube, as well as my patrons. If you haven't joined yet, please consider doing so. We have some really awesome perks, including a monthly Zoom meeting where we get to talk face to face. Thank you again to everyone who supports me.